Namo Siddhanam. Jai Jinendra, everyone. Welcome to the first webinar of Jain Heritage Centers that is being conducted as part of our website's 20th anniversary celebrations. And as part of our 20th anniversary celebrations, we have started the Jain Heritage Festival, which is a festival. We have started Jain Heritage Festival 2022, which is an online event, a forum wherein people from across the globe, scholars, activists, historians, and Jain heritage enthusiasts are here on a single forum, wherein we try to get the best out of each and every scholars based on different themes, and there's a platform to have active exchange of thoughts and ideas. So with this, we are going to start off with the first session of the series, and now this session, the topic of this particular session is Jainism and Indus Valley civilization, and one of the renowned Jain scholars, Dr. Renuka Porwal Madam, is with us to speak about the intricacies and the recent findings and the revelations that have been happening over the several decades with regard to Jainism and the Indus Valley civilization. This is definitely one of the very interesting topics anyone would love to hear, and particularly a student of Jain history and archaeology would be more than happy to hear these interesting findings. And before we start, let me give a quick snapshot of Dr. Renuka Porwal Madam. Renuka Porwal Madam is based out of Mumbai, and she's done a PhD on one of the non-Jain Saint Acharyas, Buddhi Sagarji's life sketch and work. Besides this, she has done various PG diploma courses in various subjects like Indian aesthetics, Jain aesthetics, manuscriptology, Modi script, and Jainology. She is a visiting lecturer and a research scholar in various institutes. And along with that, she's visiting faculty at Somaya College, Vidya Vihar, Mumbai International Summer School for Jain Studies, which is also popularly called as the ISJS, and also at Gujarat Vidyapeeth, Ahmedabad. She's also the committee member of Mumbai Jain Yuvak Sangh and a few of the other, and Sri Jain Patrakar Sangh, Bharat Jain Mahamandal. She's also the president of Mudun branch of Bharat Jain Mahamandal. She has presented more than 50 research papers in various institutes and universities of Srinagar, Jammu, Kurukshetra, Banaras, Tirupati, Chennai, Patna, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, and so on. And along with that, she has also written more than 200 articles on various subjects, and which have been published in various publications. In fact, the best part is Madam can speak fluently and write fluently in 3 different languages, that is Hindi, Gujarati, and English. Along with that, she's also published books on Yoga Nishta Acharya Buddhi Sagar Surishwarji in 2003, the Jaina Stupa at Mathura, Art and Icons. In fact, more than Buddhi Sagarji's work, the moment someone thinks about Kankali Tila and the Jaina Stupas of Mathura, the name that goes synonymous is Dr. Renuka Porwalji Madam. That is how much she is popular, and that is how much her work is popular with regard to the Jaina Stupa at Mathura. And along with that, she's also written a few other books, and she's also been awarded with many coveted awards. Just to mention a couple of them: Shruti Bhakti Award in 2003, Durlabh Sagarji Award in 2014, and also Jain International Trade Organization, or the JITO Appreciation Award in 2017. And she's also won the silver medal from the Asiatic Society of Mumbai for her outstanding work on the Jaina Stupas at Mathura. And with this, I think it's an honor for all of us to have such a learned scholar, and to have her amongst us. Like the kind of studies she has undertaken in the field of archaeology, art and archaeology, and particularly, like I already mentioned, about the stupas at Kankali Tila. Adding to all this, there's a different dimension to that. That is the Indus Valley civilization. Probably let's see what are her revelations and what are the interesting aspects that Madam is able to give us. I'm sure this will be a feast to all of us. And with this, I would like to hand over the stage to respected Dr. Renuka Porwalji, Madam. Thank you. Jai Jinendra. Madam, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First, I will thank you very much, Jain Heritage Center, for celebrating Jaina Heritage Festival. Thanks a lot for conserving our heritage. Thank you very much. Now, you know my subject, traces of Indus Valley civilization in Jaina tradition. First, let us see the word civilization and its relation with history and archaeology. The civilization stands for the development of lifestyle of human race from primitive stage to civilized system, where art is an integral part. History means knowledge obtained from the study of human past with the help of written records. Archaeology means to study the human past with the help of material and culture left behind by the communities in particular period. The main sites of Indus Valley covers besides Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are Rakhi-Gadi, Mehergarh, Chanudaro, Lothal, Surkotada, and Dholavira. In this presentation, we will see the opinions of famous historians, significance of the excavated material of Indus Valley sites, and comparing them with artifacts from ancient Jaina sites like Kankali Tila and Udaygiri Khandgiri caves, etc. Now we shall start presentation. PPT we can start so that I'll explain turn by turn. So here in this first slide, we can see a Toran beam carved on obverse and reverse, both sides, found from Kankali Tila, where centaurs and harpies are coming to adore Jaina Stupa. The lower one is the front side, obverse side, and the first one is the reverse side. We will see its detail later on, but this is a Toran beam nearly about 10 to 12 feet wide and long and about 3 feet chauda. Or this is at Lucknow Museum and obtained from Kankali Tila. Next one. The sequence of the lecture is geographical and historical background of a Sindh 5,000 years ago, the formation of archaeological survey of India, and then the script of Indus. And later on, the importance of the site Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, Rakhi-Gadi, Dholavira, etc. in respect to Jainism. The opinions of famous personalities, the study of found artifacts, images, seals, etc. with Jainism. The Babylon king Nebuchadnezzar visits to Girnar Tirtha and comparing it with Toranas from Kankali Tila. The comparison of art of Indus with Mathura school, and then the scriptural references, and in last summing up. Okay, now let us see one by one. Next one. The geographical and historical background of a Sindh 5,000 years ago, if you see, art is an integral part of society and culture in all the civilizations of the world. Jaina antiquity is scattered at many places in the world. The prehistoric sites of India does not give a clear picture about a particular faith, as both the ancient traditions, Vedic and Shramana, share common auspicious symbols like swastika, Srivatsa, a pair of fish, ascetics, etc. Besides their process of meditation, that is also very much similar. At that time, means before 5000 years ago, Buddhism wasn't prevailing. So the so to search for Shramanic tradition, particularly Jainism, we will stress both scriptural, archaeological, and traditional process of meditation. Buddhism came into practice in 600 BCE. So we will we can say that at that time only two traditions were there, Vedic and Jainism. Next one. The formation of archaeological survey of India in early 19th century, when Britishers came to know about the ancient sites, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, they realized the necessity of organizing a countrywide survey. Later on, in 1861, a scheme of surveys was undertaken by them as ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, with the direction of a Cunningham. But within 5 years, it was closed. Then again, it was revived in 1871, which worked very well. The first Director General of ASI was Sir John Marshall. He appointed some more historians on higher posts for wide surveys in India. The first survey of Delhi, Agra, Banaras, etc., was carried out in 1872 by Prinsep and other historians with some exploration work. We know nowadays we are reading in newspaper about Banaras. Then the ASI surveys the sites Mathura, Bodh Gaya, Bharut, etc. Later on, D.R. Shahani and R.D. Banerjee carried out wide exploration work at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, which continued up to 1927. It is published in 3 volumes. The work is published in 3 volumes as Mohenjo-daro and Indus Valley Civilization. This discovery proves the existence of Bronze Age civilization in India. Next. The script of India. It is obvious that till today, the pictorial script of Indus is not deciphered. Though many historians like Father Wallace, etc., had worked hard to decipher but couldn't succeed. Or we can say partly succeeded. According to Chanda Rama Prasad, you must have heard his name, Chanda Ram Prasad, in Modern Review, he tells, it is difficult to judge the religious faith of Harappan civilization in the absence of decipherment of the script. So, our main source of information for the religion of the Indus folk is the magnificent collection of the seals recovered from the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Here, in this slide, we can see the Rishabha and elephant and other animals. So here, Rishabha or a bull is the lanchan. We know the Rishabha is the lanchan of the Rishabdeva, or we can say bull is the lanchan of a Rishabdeva, and the elephant is the lanchan of a second Tirthankara Ajitanatha. So we cannot coincidence, but we can say that in Jainism this tradition is continued. Next. The the importance of the site Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, Rakhigadi, Dholavira, etc. in respect to Jainism. The Kayatsak figures of the seals from Harappa and Mohenjo-daro and Chanhu-daro, the ascetics standing erect with both hands hanging down. The postures on these seals reminds us the subsequent posture of Jaina Tirthankara in Kayatsak mudras. This is the exclusive to the Jaina image. We know that. Found from Lohanipura of the Maurya period and also at the Mathura of a Kushana period. The found symbols like trees, animals, a pair of fish, swastik are used as auspicious symbols in Jaina rituals and in iconography. The inscription of Kharvel at Udaygiri, Khandagiri, is commenced with the swastik. Trefoil symbol is found on many artifacts at Kankalitila. At Rakhigadi and Dholavira, some standing images were found in Kayatsagar. Though most of them are mutilated, but their identity, like the postures of Tirthankaras, could be judged. Thus, the excavations of above cities reveal their link with Rishabdeva. Next. The opinions of famous personalities regarding the sites of Jainism, regarding the sites and Jainism. Most of the scholars agreed that Jainism has pre-Aryan roots in the cultural history of India. Scholars like Professor Bulhar, Jacobi, Dr. Hommel, Pandit Sukhlalji, Professor Vidyalankar believe that Jainism is one of the earliest known tradition prevailing in India. In words of the Marshal, we have established the fact that in the third millennium before Christ, or even before that, the people of Punjab and Sindh were living in well-built cities and were in possession of relatively mature culture with a high standard of art and craftsmanship and developed system of pictographic writing. Major General Forlong says it is impossible to know the beginning of Jainism. Dr. Herman Jacobi says Jainism goes back to a very early period to primitive stage. So these are the opinions of famous personalities regarding originality of Jainism from very ancient period. Okay, next. The study of excavated artifacts, images, seals, etc. The Jaina art is based on religious principles like non-violence, spirituality, and austerity. As a rule, Jaina images are carved in two postures only. First one is Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana, and second is Kausag Dhyan or Khadagasana, Kausagasana or Khadagasana. These both yogic postures suggest severe austerity. In the same manner, the figure of the yogi in Dhyana Mudra and in Kausag Mudra both are found at Mohenjo-daro, continues up to till today. Oh, this image is from Kankali Tila in a Dhyana Mudra, Padmasana Mudra. Mostly this is a Mahavir Swami. Next one. A headless red stone statue. First one is from Harappa. Is analogous in style to the Maurya police statue from Lohanipur at Patna. This second one is available from an old Jaina shrine, from the plinth of an old Jaina shrine. The Harappan statue, first one, is probably present some ancient yaksha. The close similarity in styles of these both statues establish continuity of the Indian art down to Maurya age. The first one is 5000 years ago and second is Maurya period, means 300 BC. So we can see the continuous stability, continuity of Indian art. As per Upapatika Sutra, the Chaitya of the Purna Bhadra, the Chaitya of a Purna Bhadra was considered very ancient at the time of a Bhagwana Mahavira. It was called a Chiratita from means a very ancient period. This also indicates that the construction of the Jaina shrines and images might be from very early period. Next one. A bronze image of a Parshvanatha from Prince of Wales Museum, Mumbai. Now it is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya. Bears similarity in style. First one is from a Prince of Wales Museum of a Parshvanatha image, front and back, and second one is from Mohenjo-daro, terracotta image, front and back. So the art style of a Parshvanath image gives a primitive look. Its limbs are long and slim, and lips give a applique look. Harappan art. In Harappan art, Usnisa and Srivatsa, top note, Usnis means top note, and Srivatsa were not carved, but afterwards they are available in Kusana period. So this image of a Parshvanatha has a no Usnis and a no Srivatsa. Here the Chhatra of a Dharnendra or a snake hood starts right from bottom. Means both have a carving, front and back carving. This shows the ancient practice of depicting any art from back, front and back, from both sides, which continued up to beginning of the Gupta period at a Kankalitila, Mathura. We can see that. Dr. U.P. Shah compared the belly of a Parshvanatha image with a Lohanipura torso. Please previous bata dena. He even compared the Parshvanath image's physiognomy with a bronze female dancer from Mohenjo-daro. Thus, the bronze belonged to the ancient Indian art style which continued down to the Maurya age. So, first one is a bronze image of a Parshvanatha and it has a very similar Dhalan ke style जो है, that is just like a bronze image from a Mohenjo-daro. We will see that. Next one. The above shown Parshvanatha image could be compared with the molding procedure of a bronze image of this famous dancing girl. So here, front one side and back view. This from Mohenjo-daro. It has a similar style of a molding procedure. Next one. Here we can see the standing deities of the Indus hills. You can see the first one is a standing in a jungle. Front one, first one, top one from left. He is meditating in a jungle. This is the sign of a jungle. Jungle and with branches of trees. The standing deities on the Indus field resembles sculpture posters of a Jina image from Mathura. This Mathura image is assigned to 2nd BC. So here you can see the Indus field resembles. All are in Kalchak posture. But this might be the Proto-Rishabha, we can see. And here in this picture, you can see Rishabha bull also, standing bull. In a very big size bull is there. Even fish is there in vicinity. So the image from this Indus is the prototype of Rishabdeva, thus pushing back Jainism to the Chalcolithic period, as mentioned by Chanda Ram Prasad. A practice of a yoga was prevailing in this Indus civilization. So here you can see a fish, a devotee, and a tree in vicinity. Very much clear photograph with 7 rishis. They are adoring the first Jina. It looks like that. And one devotee is there with folding hands in the front of a proto Rishabdeva. And the second one is the image of a Parshvanatha. Just see his hands are just, he's in Kausak Mudra. The distance between his hands and legs, and see the first one. Image from a Mohenjo-daro. Both look very similar. Next one. The combed hairstyle is in continuation. If we see Mohenjo-daro image on the right side, front and back, right side image is the front and back of a yogi from Mohenjo-daro. And the second one, both images from a Kushana period, from a Kankaletira. It is closely resembles the pose of a rishis on the Indus Valley. See their hairstyle. All their hair is combed hair. So this is a continued process. The eyes of both the rishis are in a half shut, not fixed at the tip of the nose. In the front also, and here in a Mohenjo-daro also. Means this is a continued process. At Mathura, only Rishabdeva's hair is shown as a combed hair. Other all Jinas, all Tirthankaras images are shown with a curly hair. So here we have seen 2 images of a Kankaletila and one from a Mohenjo-daro. Next one. The trefoil carving of Harappa. In the last, if you can see here properly, I have marked with a pencil trefoil on crocodile, trefoil symbol. Just carving of Harappa is seen on Jaina Stupa's artifact, crocodile. Okay, it's a continuous process. All images, symbols are, you can see here at Mathura also. Not only in Jainism. Kankaletila, we find all the material from Jainism belong to Jaina tradition only. Next one. Here, a woman with a depiction of a sun on her forehead. बिल्कुल अब one can see the सूर्य का image है and trefoil symbol on her cheek. क्लियर आप देखेंगे तो दिखेगा. You can see her necklace. बिल्कुल primitive look है. So this is all the art has in continuous from Mohenjo-daro to Mathura. Next one. This is a rectangle shell. Number VS 210. The number is very important. So very often, most of the historians they compare the rectangle shell number VS 210. But we have not seen the images. But here we can see the shell, front and back. Here, 2 worshippers with a snake umbrella are sitting in Vajrasana, flanking the image of a deity. As per the legend in Jainism, we must know what is the incident, what is the story in Jainism. As per the legend in Jainism, Rishabdeva renounced the world after hand over the whole kingdom to his sons. At that time, he forgot to provide some status to two of his relatives, Kacha and Sukacha, both wanted their rights and asked Rishabdeva, at that time he was ascetic, to provide some arrangements for them. At that time, a snake deity appeared there. As Rishabdeva was ascetic, he couldn't give anything. So snake deity appeared there and donated 2 hills of a Vidyadhar mountain to Kacha and Sukacha. They satisfied and ruled there on that hills, Vidyadhar Parvat. Satisfied and ruled there. So these hills might be showing that incident. Next one. Various fields from Mohenjo-daro representing swastika. Here, numbers 500 to 515 are shown, representing swastikas. This could be compared with the swastikas from Ayakpatas and many of the Jaina shrines. It is in still continuous process. Here, if we compare, this could be compared with the Ayagapatas. In many Ayagapatas from Kankalitila, you will find swastika. This Ayagpata is from a Badran, it's a part of Ayagpata of a Badranandi. So here you can see the swastika, pair of fish, Kalasa, Ratna Rashi, Madrasana, and 3 jewels. These all are auspicious symbols depicted on the Ayakpatas. So here we can see the swastika, and 15 swastika symbols, 15 or 16 symbols are available from Mohenjo-daro. It's all are seals. Okay, next one. This Ayakpata of a swastik, here it's from Kankalitila, Mathura. It has a main carving of a swastika, where a Jina is sitting at the center under a Chaitya Vriksha, surrounded by 4 pairs of a Nandi Pada, or we can say Nandi Pada together with a center circle make a 3 jewel symbols. 3 jewel symbols means a Sabya Gyan Darshan Charitrani Moksha Marga, what we call it. So center place is that. And this is surrounded by a ornamental swastik. So in an ornamental swastik, we can find from the top swastika and a Srivatsa, pair of fish, and a Badrasana. So this we can compare with her. Swastika is a continuous process from Mohenjo-daro. Next one. This is a very much rare seal of a Lakshmi. You have to see it very minutely. At the center, Lakshmi is sitting with a Srivatsa on her both sides. And on the second lower seal also, Lakshmi is there with 2 pairs of a Srivatsa. The Srivatsa symbol is very common in Jainism. You can see on the images of a Kusana period also. Besides this, here we can see other seals, Elephanta. With other seal, Elephanta is there, and a pair of fish you can see. So many symbols are there depicted on the seals. We know it's a Lanchana of Ajitnatha, second Tirthankara. Elephant is the Lanchana of the Ajitnath Tirthankara. So here we can say that there is a Mohenjo-daro is a continuous up to Kankalitila and later on at Devgarh, and still today. All the Jaina Tirthankaras are related with either Rishabha, deer, or elephant, or so many. Next one. Now we will see whether the many people they do not agree with this, but I don't think that in times of India, the Pranlat Vidya Lankar, we will speak something else. It is very true what we feel. Though this copper plate is not available, not seen, it is only in the archaeological survey of India this side. Otherwise, it is not available in any museum or so. But this news is there from Times of India, March 19, 1935, showing the popularity of Girnarji and the detail of a copper plate. Okay, so what is inside? I will see in the detail. Nazdika photograph. There are next one. The reading is that the Dr. Pranath Vidya Lankara deciphered the copper plate grant of Emperor Nebuchadnezzar first or second or from Babylon, found from this copper plate found from a Kathiawar. It is of great importance. It has a very much great historical value as it shows a peculiar mixture of the characters used by the Romans and the Sindh Valley people. It may go back, it may go long away in proving the antiquity of Jainism, of a Jaina religion, since the name Nemi appears in inscriptions. Okay, now we will see what the inscription says. Next one. Now, the detail of the copper plate inscription obtained from the Somnath's ancient Jaina temple. Somnath is near Girnar, near Junagadh. The famous Hindu shrine is that. There, in the previous time, there were 8 Jaina shrines. Now only 1 Jaina shrine, but it's very large. So about this copper plate, the comparison of a copper plate, the inscription obtained from Somnath temple, and if you compare, we will compare afterwards with a Torana, that the king Nebuchadnezzar, who belongs to Su tribe, had come to Dwarika of Yadu Raja. He built a temple and paid a homage to Lord Nebinath, the paramount deity of Mount Revata. There were 2 kings having the same name, Nebuchadnezzar first 1140 BCE and the second one is in 600 BCE. Here it seems that the first Nebuchadnezzar came here in 1140 BCE. It seems that they were originally from Bharata Varsha, as he has mentioned his kingdom from a Reva Nagar. He came from the Reva Nagar. So his kingdom might be from a Reva Nagar. Reva means the name of the Narmada river. तो रेवा नगर, तो उसके पास में जो रेवा नगर है वो रेवा नगर टू मेसोपोटामिया. तो रेवा नगर might be the name of some cities near Narmada. So this is the detail of the copper plate inscription obtained from the Somnath ancient Jain temple as mentioned by Jyotish Prasad and other historians. In their book Ancient Jainism, they have mentioned this whole inscription. Next one. The above inscription and the available Torana from Kankali Tila, where centaurs and harpies and common people from Babylon came in procession to adore the stupa, seems to be very true, proving the antiquity of Jainism from very, very early period. Okay, now what is the Torana? How it looks? Now we will see that Torana in detail. Next. This is a Toran Bima. First, what we saw it. A Toran Bima showing the adoration of the stupa. The lower one, first, the second one. A Toran Bima showing the adoration of the stupa by 5 centaurs and 2 harpies. Harpies mean two supernas and 5 kinnaras. Means centaurs means a half horse and half man. जो ग्रीक का मैथोलॉजी में होते हैं वो इधर आए एंड दिस इज फ्रॉम कंकालीटिला मथुरा. This first one is obverse and second one is obverse and first one is the reverse side of the procession. So in the procession we can see horse, horse cart and elephant, etc. So now we will see the clear photo of this procession. Next one. The other clear photo of the same huge road lintel front and back. This is from a Lucknow museum. As I mentioned, it's a 10 foot long. This is of front and back. And they are passing through jungle. You can see the scene of the jungle is very clearly mentioned. बीच बीच में ट्रीज दिख रहे हैं, नीचे के उसमें झाड़ दिख रहे हैं. Next one. The same picture in enlarged. View of a stupa worshipped by Suparnas and Kinnaras. The stupa, how it was looking, it was very much clear photograph of a stupa. Okay. Next one. This is the ziggurat structure available at a Ur excavation. Ur नाम की एक साइट का एक्सकावेशन में द जिगुरात का ये मिला है, स्ट्रक्चर मिला है. It was very similar to our Samarva Sarana and a Jain Stupa. We'll see it's a clear picture. Next one. It's a structure like a stupa and a Samarva Sarana. It's a painting. It's a painting, memory painting. But this painting also very old, 2000 years old. So this is the ziggurat, structure like a stupa and a Samarva Sarana at a Babylon. This is present Iraq. Next one. This is a Jinnah-like image at a Sijahe site in China. It's a late Neolithic period. Here you can see elephant, rishabh, Jinnah-like images from Indus. You can compare. The Tirthankara-like images we can see in out of India also. This is Sijahe site from China. Next one. This is an ancient Jaina image from Budapest, Hungary. This in 1928, one Mahavir Swami's image was found while digging in the garden at Hungary with two other images of yakshas. One is a Parthva yaksha and second image is also there, but it is not identified. This proves that Jainism was spread in many parts in the world. This is available in 1928. Next one. Now this is the Jaina-like images from Dholavira, found from Dholavira, and a pillar showing the stupa with a Chaitya Vriksha Valley from Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Now these both images are with courtesy of Bridges Rawat. Next one. We can see this is a drawing of a Jinnah image at a Vaibargiri Son Bandara cave. It's a very, very ancient. It is not depiction. It's just a draw किया है. सिंहासन है with two lions and two chavardaris are there. It's not a clear picture, but you can have an idea. And the Son Bandara caves goes back to Nanda period and might be very early. Okay, next one. Now, the reference of erecting Mathura's stupa in an earlier time period. The stupa site at Kankali Tila is earliest authentic history of Jainism. As per Jaina scriptures, in the period of 7th Jaina Suparsvanatha, remember 7th Jaina Suparsvanatha, two monks, Dharmaruchi and Dharmaghosa, visited Mathura and stayed at a Bhutaramana Park. On seeing their austerity, the deity Kubera, garden ki Devi Kubera, erected a golden stupa similar to Mount Meru for the adoration of the Jaina stupa in one night at Mathura. She erected. Now, the inscriptions of a Prasada Toranas available from the stupa site by Balhasti, Uttardasaka, and Dharmaghosa. Three Torana beams by Balhasti, Uttardasaka, and Dharmaghosa reveal the existence of a stupa before 200 BC. Means the stupa was so old, ancient, that its Jirnodhar took place at that in a 200 BC. Besides this, one image has inscription that the same was established in a Dev Nirmita stupa in 79 Kusana period. Next one. The plinth of a Dev Nirmita stupa, this is the photo of excavation. According to Vincent Smith, the Jaina stupa at Mathura was the oldest available site after Mohenjo-daro. As here the channel for water supply was like the ancient mechanism as observed as very similar to Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. It is this was observed by Dr. R.C. Sharma, Ramesh Chandra Sharma. Second one. Now this is the architecture of a Jaina stupa similar to Samavasarana. This is the part of an Ayagapata of a Kanha Samana. Here you can see the stupa, Jaina stupa was like this, similar to Samavasarana. Next one. This is the full stupa, you can see here. Ayagapata of a Lone Subika Ganika. Top, you can see the first at the center, the branches of a Chaitya Vriksha, and then the first pair is of a Jaina monks adoring the stupa by saluting. The second pair is of a Suparnas with offerings. Panch wale dev puja kar rahe hain. The third pair is of a Sal Banjika. The Bharambi inscription is in between. The three Vedikas vegetables are in between, you can see. And a Nisi on the either side of the steps with a Kshetrapala and a deity. This is the Jaina stupa at Mathura, one of the Ayagapata by Lone Sobika. Next one. The pedestal of a, I told, the pedestal of a Jaina image of J20 from Mathura Museum. It is a dated 79 of a Kusana period, means 157 AD. The inscription states that the image was established at the Dev Nirmita stupa. This leads to believe that when it was established, its antiquity was lost, not remembered. So this shows the continuous process of Jainism through very ancient period to Mathura. Next one. This is the upper portion of one of the Ayagapata, showing the symbol of trefoil and three jewels. It's at a Mathura Museum. So see, these are the very ancient sculptures. So we can say the continuity of a Jaina stupa. Next one. This image shows very ancient Srivatsa of a Jaina. And I have highlighted here. You can see the center portion, highlighted portion. And Srivatsa wheel, and lotus petals on the palms and toes of the Jinas. So we have all the inscriptions start with the Siddham. Jina images starts with a Siddham and Ayak Patas with a Namo Arihantanam. Next one. The dance of a Nilanjana in a Rishabha's court. Here Rishabha Deva is in a Padmasana. I have compared with a Mohenjo-daro Proto Rishabha. So you can see the position of the legs. The skilled artists of Mathura had depicted the incident from the life incidences of a Rishabdeva. This freeze in three parts. First one is the dance of Nilanjana in the right corner. Second one, Rishabhadeva as a monk is leaving the premises and took a diksha as a monk. And third one, when he was meditating in a Padmasana. Here we can see the progression of a Padmasana. So this was the, you can see the Proto Rishabdeva or Proto Shiva or whatever it is, the Mohenjo-daro Rishi, the Padmasana style, and this is the second progression Padmasana style. Third one. Here Rishabdeva, the same photograph. First one is the same photograph. Rishabdeva compared with a seal of Indus yogi. The position of legs is noticeable. Bilkul, it is sitting in a parallel to asana. So here also parallel to asana. Slight difference. Though we'll see the next one. The reverse of the same posture. अभी जो देखा sculpture, the reverse of the same sculpture of a Rishabha's renunciation, and here Marudev is a Kevalgana on an elephant. So first one is a Samvatsara. From left, it's a part of a Samvatsarana, and the second one is the elephant. On elephant, two persons are sitting. We think that he might be Marudev's clever lamp they wanted to show. According to historians, this is a very, very ancient artifact. It was in the stupa before the Jirnodhar in the Sunga period. Later on, the same was reused and fitted on a wall. So that's why you can see bilkul kata hua, similar kata hua hai. So it was reused and fitted on a wall. Next one. Here's the Balrama, and there is a Jaina sadhus also in a blessings. Devotees are there with a folded hands. Now we are interested in the reverse. In the reverse of the Balrama Shilpa image is a mythological crocodile or a dinosaur, or it might be dinosaur egg, we can't say, but possibility are there. Okay, his position is just in a round, this one. Next one. The coins of the ancient period. This is a picture from a Indian antiquary. Here you can see the Dharma Chakra. So many Dharma Chakras are there. 3 jewels are there. Swastiks, Chaitya Vriksha, deer, elephant. See, all are front, back, front, back. So all are in a two, coins are in pair. Front and back you can see. So here we can find so many symbols of a Jainism also. Deer is there. And swastik is there. Swastik is the symbol of a seventh Tirthankaras Supasnatha. Lanchana पर शब्द क्या बोला Supasnatha. These are the coins of ancient period. Here, a practice of preparing swastika and 3 jewels with crescent is noteworthy. You can see the crescent also. 3 jewels with crescent. Still, we are using the same symbols. We are preparing swastika in our Jaina shrines. when we go to temple. It's a common practice in Jainism. Next one. This is the gold coin. Now in a British museum, it has a first one is the deity Pukhalavati, and on Usava on rivers. See, the script is Kharoshti. In Kharoshti, it is written Usava. On right bottom, Usava is written, and on top, just like you can read a Jaipa, that is a Usava in a Kharoshti script. And first one is written as a Pukhalavati. Now, how we will say that is a Usava, is a Rishabdeva or so? So, Shiva's vehicle is most of the time it is recognized as a Nandi, and Rishabdeva's is called a Usava or Rusava. So here Usava is written, so we can say that it's a Rishabdeva's sign symbol. Now the some scriptural references of ancient Jainism. Please next slide. So according to Nishit Churni, Uttara वह धम्म चक्कम, धर्म चक्र at Uttara वह and Bahura ए देव निर्मित थुबो. As per Oga Niryukti, Chakke thubo Mahurayam. As per the commentaries of Avashek Vritti by Acharya Haribhadra Suri, that Bharata Chakravarti established Stupa at Ashtapada, Siya Nisidya Ayatana, in a memory of Rishabdeva. Here he installed life-size images of 24 Jinas, future Jinas, and also his brothers who attended Nirvana. For the protection of the whole area, as per commentary of Acharya Haribhadra Suri, for the protection of the whole area, he placed the mechanical figures, Loha Manava Yantra Purusa, as gatekeepers to guard the area. The time period of this event is very much ancient as per Jainism. Okay, next one. Next one. Now summing up, Rishabdev's and Nabi Raja's kingdom covers most of the Jambudvip, that is Greece, Asia, Egypt, etc. They had trade relation with India as per old literature and other data. Therefore, excavated material has similarity like horse, winged lions, musical instrument harp, etc. Swastika, a pair of fish, etc. Now, at Ayodhya, we find the terracotta image of a Rishabdeva, Rishabnatha in excavation, but historians assign to 6th BC. In Bihar, near Rajgrihi, the Sudama caves have polished walls which assign to very ancient time as per new researches. The birthplace of Padma Prabhu is Kosambi, where his 4 Kalyanaka took place, and there the palatial remains goes back to 8th BCE. The BCE, 8th century BCE. The site is associated with Mahavishwami also as a Chandan Bala offer a Guchari to Mahavishwami. The ruins of the city is scattered at all around. Now at Pakistan, next one. At Pakistan, one will find the ruins of a Jain Stupa at Takshila, set up by Bahubali. Though it is in ruin condition, but survey board is still there. Survey board of a Jaina site is still there. Jaina temple is still there. The detailed board we will see. This with a courtesy from Mahendra Kumar Masta from Punjab. Next one. The detail of the board is as a Jain Stupa upar likha hua hai. You cannot read, but I have mentioned here. The mention in Acharanga Churni is helpful in this regard. That Dharma Chakra was established by Bahubali at Takshila. Takshashilayam Dharma Chakram. And in most of the Digambara shrines and scriptures also mentioned that Bahubali established the Dharma Chakra at Takshila. The place is still there with the board of the Jaina temple, Takshala, spread in 20 kilometers as mentioned by Iqbal Kaisar. If we compare the dates of Indus Valley civilization with first 22 Tirthankaras, we find the difference in era and Indus dates. But we can say it is possible. थोड़ा बहुत difference होता है, but these are the all inscriptions and scriptures and everything shows that Jainism has a similarity. It goes back to Chalcolithic period. References next, next one. These are all our references, and thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. It was a very enlightening and thought-provoking discussion. And we have had a couple of questions or comments that have come in. And Anubhav Shastri ji, if you're there, if you could please switch on your video and your mic. You had a point over there. If you can please switch on your.
Am I audible? Am I audible to you?
Yeah,
Yes,
you are
yes,
audible. Can you please start your video, sir?
Yeah, please give me a second. So, hello, ma'am.
Fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, good to see you here.
Can you please switch on your video, Anubhav ji, so that the rest of the audience can
yes,
see you?
Yes. Just give me a moment. I'm switching
Yes,
on
sir.
my video. Yeah. Yeah. So,
One moment. I'm just.
yeah. Am I visible?
We have Anubhav Shastri ji there.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, my question is regarding the Parsnath statue. As we were comparing the statue of Harappa Sabhyata, Harappa civilization with the Parsnath statue. But how we can compare the Parsnath statue with the Harappa civilization as Parsnath is not...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have not compared Parsnath statue. I have shown the Kausaga Dhyana Mudra. It's a distance between hands and this comparison given by Chanda Ram Prasad in a modern review. Must have heard that 1932 volume. This is the same statue. This is the same statue. The same.
Right. So that is basically a comparison between the Kaisar Mudra, not
not the Parsnath style. Huh?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for the clarification.
Now he has compared. He's the very much historian, famous historian.
So, I have read about him. Yeah,
I have searched that statue, especially at Mathura, and given the same one.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
And Mr. D. Jain, I believe you had a question, sir.
Yes,
please be brief in your questions.
To ask madam.
Yes, sir. Can you please switch on your video, please?
My video, okay. Madam Jayendra, I wanted to ask one thing.
Most welcome.
See, there was a controversy that any of Indus Valley civilizations did not have remains of horses. Is that true?
Remains of?
Remains of the horses. Because any excavation which is older than 3,000 years did not have any remains or skeleton of horses. Because horses were introduced only after the Aryan invasion.
Yes.
Is that true?
पर हमें एक सिंग वाला मतलब क्या बोलते हैं
वो तो यूनिकॉर्न होता है, that is unicorn, that is basically unicorn, that's not horse.
हॉर्स नहीं है वो, हॉर्स नहीं आया,
गधा हो सकता है, डोंकी हो सकता है, बट हॉर्स नहीं थे इंडिया में.
ये लोग बोलते ही हैं हॉर्स उसमें नहीं आता.
So दिनेश जी,
आपने ये सुना होगा, राजाराम और झा ने एक किताब लिखी थी where they created the fake seal in US and they published the book to prove that there was a Vedic religion in Indus Valley civilization. Are you aware of it?
No, I am not aware of that book.
Yeah, because the Rajaram and Jha, they wrote a book creating a fake, seal using the computer graphics, and they were caught by a New Jersey professor, a history professor. I forgot his name. And then, the whole, the controversy came up. And recently, IIT Kharagpur also published that, there were horses in the Indus Valley civilization. And because of the horses, the Vedic religion was there.
But I have taken only the images from a Marshall book, not any.
No, I understand. But you would have come across horse scenario.
Right. So
because when
Dineshji,
we talk about horses, only then the Vedic system comes in the picture.
right. So
And when there are
Dineshji,
no horses in Indus Valley civilization,
Yes.
that means there was no Vedic system. So that means the
Exactly.
Jainism is the oldest.
you're
But
spot
some
on,
of
sir.
the institutions, Vedic institutions, they want to prove that the Hinduism, so-called Hinduism or the Vedic system was there at the in Indus Valley civilization.
There is no.
That's a whole controversy.
So
Yeah.
Dineshji, I mean, just to add to this, like one good, you brought up a very valid point, Dineshji, wherein even if you look at Renuka Madam's presentation, she did not even mention or quote anything related to the horses. So like you mentioned, probably there was a unicorn, but Madam never mentioned about the horses.
No,
You're
she
right.
has not mentioned. But I want to know the timeline of our one of Tirthankar who has horse lanchan. So what is the timeline of that? So now Rishabh Deva, we can consider the timeline around 8,000 to 10,000 years, something like that.
तो टाइमलाइन में बहुत डिफरेंस बहुत आता है, तो वी डोंट गो फॉर दैट.
Yeah.
नहीं क्रोनोलॉजी तो देखना पड़ेगा ना मैडम. तो क्रोनोलॉजी नहीं देखेंगे तो वैदिक कब आए कैसे पता चलेगा?
देखो, देयर आर सो मेनी वेज टू काउंट दिस क्रोनोलॉजी. वी आर, हमको मालूम नहीं है कि कैसे वो लोग ने गिनते थे. अभी वो लोग लाखों साल पहले ये हुआ, तो वी कांट बिलीव. सो देयर मस्ट बी सम, कुछ ऐसा है जो हमको अभी समझ में नहीं आया. देयर मस्ट बी सम.
नहीं, ये इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे मैडम इस पे पर बहुत रिसर्च हुआ है. अभी एक कैलिफोर्निया की एक प्रोफेसर थी, सू सुलिवन. उसने क्या किया कि उसने बताया कि 10,000 साल पहले पशुपति नाथ थे. उसने पहले पब्लिश किया था कि ये ऋषभ देवा की थी. बाद में पता नहीं क्या हुआ, उनके ऊपर क्या प्रेशर आया. उनसे मेरी पर्सनली बात भी हुई थी. बर्कली की, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैलिफोर्निया बर्कली की वो प्रोफेसर है सू सुलिवन. तो उसने बताया कि ब्राह्मी को डिसाइफर कर दिया और ये सब पशुपति नाथ है. और बाद में उसने मुझे फोन पे बताया कि उसको $1 मिलियन किसी ने ऑफर किया है कि हिस्ट्री को वैदिक के फेवर में लिखने का, मतलब. और उन्होंने फिर ऋषभ देव को पशुपति नाथ बना दिया.
Well, we can't say about others.
No, these are the facts. I mean, these are because I also travel all over the world for various conferences and seminars on Jain history. So this is where I found that many lobbies, they're trying to convert Indus Valley history in their favor, in the Vedic favor.
Valid point.
Even Buddhists also, they are doing that also.
No, Buddhists have no claims. Basically, they are just making fancy claims. But Vedic people, what they are trying to do, using horses, they are trying to prove. Using some chakras, they are trying to prove. Using swastik, they want to prove. And then by hiring professors all over the world, by bribing them or giving
we
them.
are on live. Let's stick to the point, please. We are on the YouTube live, please.
No, I know. That's fine. I'm not scared of that. I guess a lot of people are not opening up on this subject. They are scared in India. Even I got a threat a long time back from a Jain.
Sir, let's stick to the point, please. I mean,
no. We are talking on the valid point only, on the very much on the Indus Valley thing.
No. Let's stick to the point, not about your personal experiences, please.
No. I'm not talking about personal experience, Nitin. It is about Indus Valley civilization. I'm talking which many people are scared to open up and talk about it.
Agree with you.
Okay, in India especially, even our Sadhu Maharaj, they don't want to speak up even if they know. Many historians, they don't want to speak up. Many archaeologists, they don't want to speak up. Hence, even though they know.
Thank you.
I think we lost Dineshji. Meanwhile, I think we have.
नहीं, मेरे को एक ही बात बताने की थी. मैंने जो कॉइन्स बताया ना इंडियन एंटीक्वेरी में, उसमें हॉर्स है, तो मतलब वो क्या है, 2000 BC का है, मतलब उसमें सब कंपेयरिंग पीरियड भी होता है ना.
Sure. So do we have any other questions, please? Whoever wants to speak, please raise your hand and we can please switch on your videos. I think we do not have any further questions for this session. I think, Madam, it was a very enlightening lecture, and moreover, the way you have compared it with that various Jaina symbols, the way the synonym, the similarities with the Jaina Tirthankaras, and also the way of life. Probably, if further more research is done, probably we might be able to even get more details about the way of life the Indus Valley civilization people led, and how the Jaina way of life. Probably that is one of the very interesting areas, what I feel.
Most interesting.
And having said this, I think it was definitely a very enlightening presentation, madam. I think we have been receiving a very good kind of encouraging comments, saying it was a very enlightening, eye-opening session to everyone. With this, I think we would like to thank Renuka Porwal, madam, for such an enlightening lecture on the Jaina connections with the Indus Valley civilization. Thank you, madam, for such an enlightening thing. It was really a feast to our eyes and ears to hear about the Jaina connections. We would like to again thank you one and all for such an enlightening lecture. Thank you, madam. Jai Jinendra.
Thank you very much.